Shalom and welcome once again to Elders of GMS. My name is Elder Tahar. To my left is
Elder Ramlab.
and we also have the researcher Elder Gabar. The topic that we're going to get into today is entitled, Are We to Keep the Law? Now this demon Lahab had made this one video talking about we're not supposed to keep the high holy days, we're not supposed to keep the laws, and he reads a couple of scriptures. And he says that because he doesn't understand the Bible. He never understood the Bible. That's why he was cast out. That's why we did a show on him, man. And the Most High is going to destroy him and his followers. But anyway, here's two scriptures that this fool brought out to back up his claim, his baseless claim. The first one is Romans, the 9th chapter, and the 31st verse.
Romans chapter 9, verse 31 says, But Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, hath not attained to the law of righteousness.
Now, he uses that to say that we're not supposed to keep the law. But he's an idiot. He doesn't understand the scriptures. Because read down.
Wherefore, because they sought it not by faith, but as it were by the works of the law.
In other words, when you read that, read again from the top.
But Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, has not...
What is the law of righteousness? The laws of Moses, to do the right thing. When you don't covet after your neighbor, that's doing the right thing. When you don't lay with your neighbor's wife, that's doing the right thing. Go ahead.
Hath not attained...
Oh, when you don't steal from somebody, that's doing the right thing. If you don't bear false witness against your neighbor, that's doing the right thing. So it's righteousness. Another name for the law is righteousness. Go ahead.
Hath not attained to the law of righteousness. Wherefore? Because they sought it not by faith, but as it were by the works of the law.
Yeah, because they figured that's why the Lord... Basically, when you read about the law, you talk about GMS, all you guys do is curse people out. What in the hell? Do you read the scriptures? What did the Lord do most of the time? Read all the scriptures. He basically cursed people out. That's his ministry, was basically cursing mainly the scribes and the Pharisees, man. He even cursed his disciples out. Read again.
It says, But Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, hath not attained to the law of righteousness. Wherefore? Because they sought it not by faith, but as it were by the works of the law. For they stumbled at the stumbling stone, as it is written, Behold, I lay in Zion a stumbling stone.
What is a stumbling stone? The stumbling stone is when the Lord came on the scene. They didn't want to accept the Lord as the Messiah, and they said the only way you're going to go to the kingdom of heaven is by keeping the laws. You are supposed to keep the laws, but when the Lord came on the scene, you're supposed to have faith. Abraham was counted being righteous because of his faith, even though he kept the laws, statutes, and judgments of the Most High. Go ahead.
Yes, real quick. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 14. And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken.
Yeah, because they don't keep the law, but you have to couple the law with faith. Go ahead.
Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples. And I will wait upon the Lord that hideth his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him. Back in Romans 9:33. As it is written, Behold, I lay in Zion a stumbling stone and rock of offense, and whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed.
All right, now, the hymn is talking about Yahweh Shai, okay? When Yahweh Shai came on the scene and died on the cross, nailing the laws on the cross or whatever, that was talking about what? He forgave us for our sins. That don't mean we can just do what the hell we want to do. That don't make no sense. If that was the case, why would Peter in Acts the 10th chapter said that it's not common to eat these unclean things? Why would he say that? If he was with Yahweh Shai throughout his whole ministry, that means he been with Yahweh Shai and still didn't get it. So that's why Lahab, you ain't going no damn where, but straight down, right along with Esau. All right. Now go from there to the book of Galatians, the 3rd chapter. The whole chapter is good, but I want to go to the 23rd verse.
Galatians chapter 3, verse 23. But before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up unto the faith which should afterwards be revealed. Wherefore, the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Yahushua, that we might be justified by faith. But after that faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster.
Now they're saying that the schoolmaster is to keep the law. So when the Lord came on the scene, we're no longer to keep the law. That's stupid. You err in not knowing the scriptures, all right? We are supposed to keep the law. Because if that was the case, did not the Yahushua come down to Paul, knock him on a horse, and blinded him for 3 days, and then he converted and believed in the Lord? Did he keep the law? Give me Romans, the 3rd chapter, and the 31st verse.
Romans chapter 3, verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith? The Most High forbid. Yea, we establish the law.
Read again.
Do we then make void the...
Now this is after Paul was converted. Now Peter in Acts the 10th chapter said, I'm not going to eat nothing uncommon or unclean. Common or unclean, rather. In other words, he's not going to eat things that are against the law, but he was with the Lord on his ministry. So did he keep the law? Yeah, he kept the law. The Apostle Paul keep the law after the Lord converted him? Yeah, he kept the law. So what the hell is your problem? That's why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, he's going to do some damage to Israel, man. Go ahead.
Do we then make void the law through faith? The Most High forbid. Yea, we establish the law.
Read again.
Do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law.
Read it one more time.
Do we then make void the law through faith?
What does it mean to make void the law? That means don't keep the law. The law is done away with. We don't have to deal with the law, right? Go ahead. Through what?
Through faith? The Most High forbid.
The Lord is saying no. Go ahead.
Yea, we establish the law.
We establish the law. So you're supposed to keep the law, you bunch of idiots. Now give me the book of Romans, the 6th chapter, and the 1st verse.
Romans 6 and 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin, that grace may abound? The Most High forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Know ye not that so many of us as were baptized into Yahushua were baptized into his death? Therefore we are buried with him by baptism into death. It says that like as Yahushua was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life. For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should...
Yeah, the body of sin might be destroyed, meaning that sinful body that you had was destroyed when the Lord was on the cross. But does that mean we're supposed to do away with the law? Go back to the 1st verse.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
Now give me the meaning of the word sin. 1 John, what is that, the 4th chapter and the 3rd verse? I'm sorry, 3 and 4.
1 John chapter 3 verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law.
So that's what the word sin means. A lot of you in the churches say don't sin, and then at the other side of your mouth you say the law is done away with. Don't go to them. Don't get out of them damn churches, man. Most are going to destroy them people in the churches. Go ahead.
For sin is a transgression of the law.
Go ahead.
And you know that he was manifested to take away our sins.
Now remember, it says sin is the transgression of the law. If you sin, that means you broke the law. Go ahead. So does the law still stand? Yes, it still stands. Go ahead.
And you know.
And we're going to read down. We're going to find out why Lahab said don't keep the law, that you can sin. Go ahead.
And you know that he was manifested to take away our sins, and in him is no sin. Whosoever abideth in him sinneth not. Whosoever sinneth hath not seen him, neither known him. Little children, let no man deceive you. He that doeth righteousness